Hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Role Playing Guys. This is Spencer, hopping on to give a little intro to this episode. This is it, guys. This is what you've been waiting for. We couldn't be more excited to be starting into Season 4 as we explore the system of Corporia with Nick as our GM. We've already recorded a few episodes and it has been awesome. As you already know, or many of you know, the way that we do our seasons are separate and distinct, so if you wanted to start at Season 4, you would not be missing anything from the previous seasons. However, I do suggest that you listen to Season 1, 2, 3, as well as our mini-series on Suited and Domain's horror role-playing system. They're a lot of fun, there's a lot of good content in there, but you won't be missing anything if you start here. We've recorded a few episodes already, and this last week we recorded with Don from How to Survive a Horror Movie. He was so much fun to have on the podcast. He's golden, and so is his podcast. His podcast, How to Survive a Horror Movie, is also on the Necropodicon Podcast Network. Jeez Louise, that was the worst one I've had yet. Check out the content there. There are a lot of awesome creators out there making some dynamite stuff. Some of my personal favorites include the Indie Film Review and Fate of Eisen. We want to give a shout out to our Patreon donors, Brad and Jules. You guys are the wind beneath our wings. Thank you so much for your support. And Jules, we look forward to having you on the season very soon. We're doing something a little new with our social media. As you already know, we love testing out different role-playing games and systems, and we're always looking to support other creative minds that are out there in the world of fantasy content. If you haven't already checked out Suited by Skatebot Games, we highly recommend you do that. We're looking to promote some other creators. If you have a game that you want us to test out or content you would like us to promote on social media, email us at rolepg13@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram. And yeah, we do want you to slide into our DMs, so there you go. That's an invitation. We already have a few people who have contacted us and we couldn't be more excited. Because of that, we have our test game ready for our mini-series between Season 4 and 5 already selected. If you haven't followed us already on the social media giants yet, please do that. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just look up the Role-Playing Guys. If you haven't suggested us to a friend, family member, enemy, loved one, acquaintance, coworker, colleague, student, teacher, and pastor, what are you doing? Come on, get out there, promote us, tell people about us. We love to spread the word about what we're doing. So we definitely invite you guys to tell other people about what we're doing. And last but not least, we want to give a thank you to all the musicians who created music for us to use in this episode. As always, we have the list of music we used in the description box to this episode. Thank you to the Rondo brothers, Dan Bodan, Unicorn Heads, Text Me Records, Grandbankss, Geographer, and one of my personal friends, Eric Simon. You can find all their music on YouTube. Eric Simon also has a SoundCloud page that you can find, and it is dynamite. I've told him that he needs to change his stage name to E-Rock, but he's rejected the idea for years. He still makes dope music, so if you need to check out a new artist, definitely go for him. Anyway, that's all I have. Let's get to the episode.
Welcome, everyone, to the Role-Playing Guys, and welcome to Corporia. I am Nick, your GM for this season, and with me are Spencer playing Robert.
You could call me Spencer, that works.
Pause for cut, pause for edit.
With me are Spencer playing the character of Robert.
You can call me Spencer, that's okay.
Tyler playing the character of Scottie.
Hey, what's up?
Brianna playing the character of Britta.
Hey y'all!
Ona da Britta.
Una da Britta.
And our new player this season, my wife Rebecca, playing the character of Elle.
Woo. Hey everyone!
Welcome,
Excellent.
welcome.
Hi!
Yeah, this is very exciting. Our very first official session of Corporia. A really cool game written by Mark Clemens, published by Brabble Mark Press.
Made popular by the role-playing guys.
Made popular by the role-playing.
Yeah.
It's actually been out since 2014. They had a Kickstarter back then. So
I'm wondering if we're the first podcast to do the game on podcast format.
I've been searching for this. I came across a YouTube channel of some people who played a season of this. It wasn't for a podcast. It wasn't for like a show or anything. It was just a group of friends coming together just to play Corporia. So you can go watch it on YouTube. It's like Emerald Knights or something. But just like that's literally all I found. So
cool.
Yeah, this is cool. So the setting is the Utah megalopolis, basically the northern Utah area from Provo to Salt Lake City to Ogden. But everything is just one big mega city. It's like the 22nd century, and corporations rule everything, basically.
Extremely different than what it is nowadays.
Not really.
Don't anger Father Jeff.
Anyway, all of you are part of the Night Watch, a special security team based in the company called Valiant. Let's see, I don't know, do we want to have each of you briefly explain how each of you came into the Night Watch?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that would be an easy way of doing it.
So
or do you want to keep that as something that will be revealed throughout the season? With a shorter season, I don't think that it would necessarily come out.
Yeah, with shorter seasons, let's each of you go ahead. We'll start with Tyler.
All right, my name... Oh, I'll use my accent. My name's Scottie Madigan. I'm a runner. I do magic. I'm pretty good at those things, so I guess that's why they took me in. I've been doing a little bit of investigation work to figure out where my parents disappeared to. You know, they were magic casters. I remember in the middle of the night, the police came and took them. I haven't seen them since, so I'm trying to find out where they are down the down low. And I think Valiant will be a good choice to hopefully get some more information about that.
Excellent. So I said this is a very futuristic setting. Scottie apparently does magic. That's because of something weird coming in called the Flux. At least people are calling it the Flux. It's actually the forces of chaos and magic coming in. But yeah, so runner/sorcerers, we have Scottie. So Brianna, introduce us to Britta if you would, and how Britta ended up in the Night Watch too.
Oh no, the Britta.
Okay, she's a relatively new celebrity, but she has become like Insta famous. Not Instagram, but just pretty new to being famous. Much like her name that was just made 5 minutes ago, her backstory is being made up on the spot. We talked about her being friends with Rebecca's character, and some past might tie into that later. I'd say she came into the Night's Watch. I made such a weird character for this, but she's a science geek. She is pursuing her bachelor's of science in physics at, I think, the UVU place in Utah. It's named something else.
So yeah, the University of Utah is now the Eccles Institute of Health. It's not a college anymore. The two main colleges that remain now are Brigham Young University and Valley University of Utah, which is where Utah Valley University is now. So these two colleges are down in the Provo-Orem area, which is now called College Canyon. We'll say Valley University of Utah is where Britta is going to school. And I'm assuming Britta actually earned her spot in this school, not like other rich kids.
Oh, totally. She's really smart.
And rich.
Maybe she's doing an internship at Valiant HQ, doing some field tests for them.
Let's send the intern out to fight monsters.
Yeah, and she's also undercover.
It's actually Britta's character, Brianna's character, quote unquote archetype, is a lister, a celebrity basically. So you are very good at social situations. You still have like 100 rep points, right?
Yeah,
that's like your social media score.
That's like 5.
Like
you have
100 rep points means that's as you are the most popular person ever, basically. Everyone will want you to rep them. Everywhere you go, people will be like, hey, you should post this on the social media, whatever. Also, this is not a secret in Valiant. I think it's fine to share this here. Your character is also the reawakened form of Isolde, I believe?
Yep, Isolde.
You can choose a name. I've heard it as Isolde, but if you want it to be Isolde, that's fine. But yeah, so not only is there magic that's coming back into the world, but also the people from the Middle Ages, Knights of the Round Table, and many other characters are being reawakened in this time. And in this case, Isolde is reawakened in the form of Britta. So, and that's the main reason Valiant is so interested in Britta, because Britta is connected to the Arthurian legend, and Valiant is all about that, as you'll see soon when you get your mission briefing.
And she gives the pure water.
Let's move to Rebecca's character.
Okay, I am Elle Lane. I am the daughter of 2 Arthurian legend geeks. Her parents probably working as like professors. So basically she grew up breathing and drinking this stuff, and she hates it. And then one day she woke up, she had her awakening, I guess, and found out that she was essentially the modern spirit, whatever, of Elaine, the Lady of Shalott. And when that happened, it was like, you have got to be kidding me.
That's a Shalott to worry about.
She had previously been working more of an administrative, secretarial role in Valiant, kind of trying to stay away from this sort of thing, but once that happened, she got pushed into the more active fieldwork side of the company.
Nice.
And she's a squire, so knows a lot about humanities as her specialty.
Cool.
Nice. And finally, last is Spencer's character.
Last and probably least.
Probably least the character-wise.
I wasn't going to say it.
So I'm Robert Roberts, and I've been with the company Valiant for quite a while now, and I've worked as a bookkeeper for some years. About 8 months ago, I was invited to change my occupation, and somehow I got invited into this area. So now I'm working with all these people.
Oh yeah, I forgot to also mention Rebecca's character's archetype, but Spencer's character, Robert Roberts, is a quote-unquote 0. That's his archetype. A 0 is essentially a lower-level worker for a company. Still doing like some of the either the hard labor or the more menial kind of jobs. And somehow, by just sheer dumb luck, he ended up in the Night Watch. So I'm excited to see how Robert Roberts continues through this little season here. And then also, Rebecca's character is also 2 archetypes. She is Knight Errant as well as a Squire. Knight Errant is... There are lots of people who can be like reawakened forms of someone from Arthurian legend. But if you're a Knight Errant, that means you actually have like some knight's prowess. You follow the knight's code of honor, essentially, as well as being a reawakened character. And then a squire is just a fancy name for just a nerd, a geek, a nerd of Arthurian legend, of fantasy, of what have you. Kind of like Sheldon Cooper, for example. They're called squires here.
Yeah, I love fantasy. Oh yeah.
Basically, that is everybody, and so all of you are part in the Night Watch. You are all official members of Team Corporia. You all have what are called iPhones, basically contact lens phone devices in your eyes. That is how you will receive communication from the executives of Valiant generally. But today, you have all been called in a meeting. This is after all your orientation stuff. You've been called in for a meeting for your very first mission briefing ever as a team. So you're all called into the office of CEO Lance Martin, who is the reawakened Lancelot du Lac, but the world knows him as Lance Martin. He knows how to... He acts pretty well as a CEO. He clearly would love to just kind of fight alongside you guys, but because of his multiple sclerosis, he is confined to a wheelchair sometimes. But he calls you to his office, and his assistant, Vivian Morrow, who is also Nimue, is also there. Vivian regards all of you and says, "Welcome, Team Corporia. Thank you all for coming on such short notice. This is your very first mission briefing. Now, normally you would all receive communication through your iPhones wherever you happen to be. However, since this is your first mission, we thought it would be appropriate to have you come here to the office, and we can explain a few more things if you wish. So our company AI, Merlin, has detected some odd activities as of late. By the way, Merlin is actually an acronym. It stands for the Master Eye Registrar and Logistical Intelligence Network, the Sentient AI for Valiant. And so Nimue, or Vivian Morrow, turns the time over to Merlin, and the AI explains, there have been some strange reports of large rodents running loose in various libraries across the Utah megalopolis, most particularly in College Canyon, the Brigham Young University Library, the Valley University of Utah Library, as well as the Provo and Orem libraries, and a few other local libraries down that area. Similar reports have been noted elsewhere in the megalopolis, but most of them happen in College Canyon. It is believed there's some new connection with all the libraries in the city, but it is unclear how or why. We ask you all to investigate to see what sort of flux anomaly is happening in the libraries of our fair city.
Well, hey CEO boss, I didn't sign up to kill some rodents. I came here to kill some monsters and chew bubblegum.
Lance Martin looks at you and says, I see. Your spunk will take you far in dangerous situations. But this is the mission you're getting. Also, these are not just any rodents. These are rodents of unusual size.
Someone had to make the joke. There's the guy who wrote it.
This is much more than your common, ordinary rat. It's also not just rodents either. A reptilian creature has also been noted once or twice.
So it's like the reptile in those old Spider-Man movies?
Oh, no, I think it's more like, have you ever seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh, I love that
From
show.
way back
That
when.
show's so good too.
Cowabunga,
Oh.
right? Right? And, well, they're
It's like you guys are talking about old Betty Boop cartoons, essentially. Like, this is old stuff.
Classics.
I enjoy my media.
So anyway, Lance Martin gives Scottie a stern look, as if to say, you want to test me right now? This is your first mission. You, as a team, have not been sent out on an official mission on the field before to handle chaotic anomalies. This is your first one. We want to see how well you work together as a team to handle something like this.
Yes, sir.
If you want, you can all be assigned to 0 positions elsewhere in the company.
No, I'm happy to help out, however I can.
Yeah. Do you need some water, Lance?
I actually would rather you not do that. You've all been trained and educated in the truth behind the flux, as well as what's happening with the figures of the time of Arthur. So,
We sure have.
hold on, Miss Morrow. What is this individual's name again? That is Mr. Robert Roberts, sir. I don't think I remember you.
My name is Robert. R. Roberts.
Yes. I understand that.
I've been with the company for quite a while, sir. I get your holiday cards.
I see.
Ooh, rough, boy.
All right, well, surely you and the rest of the team will be a wonderful asset to the Night Watch. Any other questions?
Mr. Lance, don't worry. Scottie's gonna take care of everything. Leave it to him. Yeah, these guys are cool too, so I'll bring them along. But I got
You will
this.
all
Don't worry.
you will work together as a team.
Lance, I'll
All
watch.
right?
I'll watch Scottie for you.
I trust that guy.
You know what, Robert? You're my man.
Nobody's ever called me Robbie.
Yeah, no questions at this time.
All right. Well, that's all from me. Vivian will give you a few last-minute pointers and whatever, and I have a meeting to go to, and so Lance makes his way out. Vivian...
He rolls out.
He literally rolls out, yep. Anyway, so Vivian
Is that
says...
insensitive?
Okay, so a couple of things to keep in mind. Now, with flux anomalies, we want them to either be contained or, if necessary, eradicated. We also do not want collateral damage as well. Now, we do have the Watch, the general security team of Valiant, and you are, of course, the special operatives. So if you need additional assistance, whether with combat or with investigations, the Watch is there to help you out. Also, in the megalopolis, we are, as you know, we are not the only private military security company. There are a few others, especially Omnicorps is the big one with the Black Guard and Bastion. Just know that, where you're going is actually under our jurisdiction. Valiant generally has jurisdiction over College Canyon in general. So you should be fine for now, but just keep that in mind for future missions. If you're going somewhere, say, over in the Bountiful or the Bogdan area, you'll have to contend with other companies as well for jurisdiction and the like. But you should be fine now. Just keep that in mind for the future. If there are no other questions, you're free to go. The standard loadout, whatever you have on hand as a standard issue from the Night Watch should be sufficient for this particular mission.
Okay, well, let's go.
All right. So yeah, the primary way to get around in the Utah megalopolis, if you don't have a car, which frankly traffic can be terrible in a huge megalopolis like this. So that's why we have the company called UTA, also known as UTA, the Utah Transit Authority. They're the ones behind the buses and the trams, and especially the front runner that goes through all the megalopolis. It's up to you guys which area you want to go to first. There have been reports in the Brigham Young University Library, the Valley University of Utah Library, and the Provo and Ogden Public Library, as well as any other public library you wish to go in between, like Provo, Ogden, and maybe Lehigh.
Hey Roberts, where did you go to school?
I went to the Salt Academy.
Salt Academy.
A small community college. It doesn't even have its own library.
Commuter college.
And what about you, Toots? And I look over at that Elle and also Britta. What about you, Toots? Where did you guys go?
Well, it's been a long time. I don't remember.
Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
No. She has like sunglasses on. No.
Yeah.
You don't look that old.
No, but I've taught a few classes before. How old do you think I am, Robert? Anything is safe over 10. I'm only asking for over 10 years old.
Anything over 10, you say?
Yeah, and I will.
Should probably be over 18.
I'm not good with numbers.
Yeah.
You really put me on the spot. 8?
Oh, Robert.
Just add 10 to that, Robert. You're good to go.
Well, I went to VUU.
Well, let's go
Right?
there. You guys want to go to your old
Yeah.
campus?
Hey, Rebecca, are we friends?
Yeah,
Are our characters friends?
sure, although mine's much less popular than yours is.
Yeah, I might need help writing backstory, but okay, sounds good.
Excellent. But hey, what you do have so far, Brianna, is enough for me to work with so far. Like when you interact with people and such. Like, anyway.
So off to VUU we go.
Yeah.
Yay,
Valley University of
let's go.
Utah.
Go team!
So yeah, you take a bus and you go down there to.
You know what's fun about these buses is the fact that you can push this button and they stop. And that's a little fun fact.
You make the stop at the it used to be called the Mary Lou Fulton Library, but now let me see here. You can find the company that's in that area. Give me a second.
So as you were asking before, I attended George B. Salt Elementary, Salty Junior High, and the Great Salt High School.
Wow.
What was your mascot?
We were the pillars.
Formosa. It's the library. Formosa is a more of a accounting money lending company based down in the Eagle Mountain area. They've given enough financial support to the VUU library that the library is named after them now. So,
cool.
But yeah, you go in. The library is it's a rather sprawling library. There's 5 levels, and where do you want to go first?
I'm always a fan of start on level 1 and work your way up.
Up to 5. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's go one.
There is as you would expect, a main circulation and information desk as you walk in to the library.
Does anyone want to talk with them?
All right.
I'm not
This
doing
is my
that.
time to shine. Okay, so Britta walks up to the information desk, kiosk. What are we looking
Okay.
We want to know
You
where the
see,
rats are.
Question, would we know that her name is Britta? Because isn't that her stage name? So wouldn't...
Oh, crap. Guys, my name is Celery.
Okay.
You don't want to tell people
I just
your name,
want-
though.
Okay, call me,
That's some good names.
I know. I
Just say you're
have
Britta.
3 names right now.
Just say you're Britta, but not the famous Britta. There
Okay.
you go. Perfect.
Britta.
Boom.
so your character's celebrity name is Britta. Your character's secret name that the rest of the team knows is Celery.
No one knows Celery is her name.
Okay. Everyone just calls her Britta. Great. I'm trying to make sure that we keep consistency here. So
There's not much
anyways.
consistency with her right now. I'm just trying to figure her out.
You walk up to the circulation desk. It is staffed by a couple of people who look to be aged, like around college age or whatever. The guy you walk up to kind of looks up at you and says, "Hi, how can I help you?"
Hi, what's your name?
Oh, I'm Brian.
Brian. Well, Brian, my friends and I need some information.
Right as you're saying this, the other person that's working at the desk, a girl, she's just like, "Oh my gosh, it's Britta!" And Brian's like, "I'm sorry, who?" Like, and the girl's just she's basically fangirling here, like, "It's Britta! Oh my gosh, she's here! She's here! What are you doing here? Oh my gosh! That's like your latest album is amazing."
I'm so sorry. I get mistaken for her a lot, but I...
No, you seriously look like her. Like legit.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've considered running as like an impersonator before, but I'm sorry, you've got the wrong girl.
Okay, so this is gonna be the first check of the season.
Here we
So
go.
this is going to be, let's see, wit.
Are you gonna roll well?
I think this is going to be a wit influence check. So how checks work in Corporia is similar to other games like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder. There are 6 main stats, and there are also skills associated with those stats. Each of you figured out the scores you have in those stats and skills. For pretty much everything in the game, you choose. In this game, stats are called core values, and then skills are called skills. So you choose the core value and skill combination that is relevant here. So right now, Britta is trying to kind of convince this person that she's not the famous Britta.
So that would be
right?
influence, that skill.
This is wit plus influence. So you take your wit score plus your influence score, and you roll 2 d6s and keep the higher one.
Awesome. Okay, so that's a 9 plus whatever I roll. 4, so 13.
Okay. And basically, like, she's rolling against a TN or a target number that I... No. Like, I already had... Like, I don't tell you what it is. It's like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder. The game master thinks of a number you have to roll above. And you did roll above it, actually. So you were convincing... If you were convincing enough that this girl's like, oh, if you were her, I'd totally have you make a selfie.
Well, if you give us the information, we could totally take a selfie together. You could totally convince people I look like her.
I mean, yeah. Maybe with a couple of filters, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Gotta get those filters. I know the best ones.
Okay. Yeah, so what do you help? And so at this point, this girl is helping you, and Brian is like kind of walking away, and he's helping somebody else.
All right.
Yeah. So what are you guys here for? You look like security officers.
Something of that kind, but we do need information about rodents.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're talking about what's going on in the stacks. Sorry, the bookshelves upstairs. Yeah, so in the 4th and 5th, so all the stuff that's been happening is coming from the top 2 floors, the 4th and 5th floors. That's where all of our bookshelves are. We have no idea. Like, we blocked those 2 floors, so it kind of sucks because there's a lot of study space up there. That's also where all our books are.
Britta flashes her Valiant badge.
You know what? Let me get my supervisor real quick. 1 second, please. And so then this girl, her name badge shows that her name is Bethany. She goes back to get her supervisor, and the supervisor walks up, and he's This taller gentleman comes up and says, "How can I help? How can I help you, officers?"
It's great to see you. We needed some assistance. I know the floors are blocked off. Could we...
Oh, the top floors, you mean? Yes, of course. Follow me. I'll take you to the elevator and give you access.
Thank you, Steve.
And so, I know, his name is Trent.
Brad. Oh, I thought you were going to go with another B name.
No, I'm going with Trent this time. Anyway, and he said, "Yeah, come on."
Trent, the dirtbag.
He's actually a nice guy. I've modeled him after a supervisor somewhere.
Yeah, that is a dirtbag name, though.
That is
it's a straight up dirtbag name.
I was almost a Trent guy, so
all the Trents I know are nice. All the Trents I've ever met have been nice people.
All the Trents I know are evil. They're actually evil.
Okay.
They're dirtbags.
So anyway, so as Trent leads you guys to the elevator, he said, "Yeah, so just some creatures have been crawling out of there. Large rodents. I think like a dinosaur walked out at one point, but they kind of walk out and in. And so we've been blocking off the... What's going... Oh, sorry, I missed what Spencer was showing. Spencer was showing a page or something.
It's not important.
Not important. No,
okay.
Don't need to know.
It's a player note.
Fine. He said, "Yeah, we don't know what's going on, but apparently it's affecting other libraries too. So it's honestly, it'd be great if you could figure out what's happening."
It's just what we've been called to do. It's in our division, so we will take care of it.
Excellent. And so he pushes some buttons on a keypad and lets you go up onto the fourth floor. He said there are more books here, so there might be more activity here on this floor. But good luck, guys.
And if you have any books on acceleration and displacement in terms of astrophysiology, could you like point me in the right direction? I'm just curious.
Oh, we can certainly have a reference librarian help you with like. Hey,
she punches him.
That.
We can certainly have a reference librarian help you find the
astrophysiology.
Astrophysiology section.
Who even knows what that is? What is that?
Since when did you become an expert in thermonuclear astrophysics? Anyway, that's a Marvel Cinematic Universe quote. Anyway, but yeah, they'll be on the fourth floor. That's on the first floor when you're ready to talk to them. But anyway, there you go. And he stays in the elevator while the rest of you are on the fourth floor. You see the whole place is kind of empty. There's what you might expect in an academic library. Rows upon rows of shelves full of books. There's a few computers, couches, tables, chairs, study rooms, that kind of thing. Some of the furniture is in disarray, actually, like it's been shoved out of the way. But you don't see any activity right now.
Oh man, this looks just like the old home. Oh, alright. Well, let's get to work. Where are these nasty little buggers?
Did you just say the old home?
Yeah, my old place.
Not like an old folks home?
No. Hey, you know what? I'm not eloquent like you, so let's tone it down a little.
I was just trying to understand you.
Alright, use your astrophysiwata lopies to find the rats here.
We can't. The stars aren't out right now.
Well
everyone knows
much good their physicalness is. Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
And I pull out the shotgun and I start walking around.
Oh, Robert! Whoa, Robert! Stop there. You don't have to do that.
Well, we're here to exterminate him, aren't we?
He's kind of right. We gotta kill these. I pull out my pistol and...
Oh my gosh.
I get out the longsword.
Whoa, where'd you get that? I want one of those.
But, team, let's take a time out. If the rats are such a problem, wouldn't you think they're slightly intelligent to some extent? They might sense if we're a threat.
Nah, they're stupid rats.
So, according to the reports...
Are we supposed to interview them? I didn't really get the gist of what we were doing. I wasn't paying attention during the briefing, if we're quite honest.
According to the reports you got, by the way, you can all use your iPhones to look over the mission details again. According to the reports that have been coming in, it's not so much that the rodents are like tough to beat. It's more that they keep coming without stopping.
Has anyone tried any traps?
Well,
When I had rats, what I used to do was I would put cheese. I would put cheese on my chest, and then it would come up, and I'd just grab it really fast.
Whoa, Robert, I think you're even
That seemed
poorer
to
than
work.
me.
Actually, could you try that out? I have some field notes to take. Let's experiment.
All right. Well, does anybody have any cheese?
Hey,
I
Scottie.
ate mine at lunch.
Scottie, you have cheese?
Luckily, I just have a little piece left from lunch.
What's up with you guys and cheese?
Oh, I always have a ham sandwich during lunch. And a ham sandwich has to have cheese.
It really does. So, there are no signs of life, signs of previous struggles, but no sign of life right now. You just see kind of the empty floor and all the rows of bookshelves and the furniture and everything.
Would you mind passing me one of those, the cushions so I could lay on that? It's just a little uncomfortable, laying on your back. All right, toss that cheese on.
Scottie places the cheese right on his chest and snickers slightly.
Let's see what happens.
All right, while you doing that, I'm gonna bounce and start looking around. I think that's a good idea. What do you guys think?
Don't worry, I'll be here.
I'm gonna start looking for mouse scat, I think.
Scat.
That's the proper term for it.
I see.
Oh, you don't want to use the word crap?
You're a woman of culture. I like that word.
What about poo-poo?
It's scat within the scientific
Dookie?
community. Huh?
What
Dookie?
about Deucerinos?
We don't need to dwell on this any longer. So,
Browntown?
I'm gonna go look around while
All
they're
right,
having this discussion.
what do we need to roll?
So Scottie and Britta and Elle are all going off to search the floor. Is that my understanding?
Seems like everybody is splitting up.
No, we can be in a group. I don't mind that.
But leaving. Okay. So all three of you are going to search around, right?
Yeah, but Robert, he's kind of an odd duck, so I figured the whole team's right here, so we're good.
Sure, I'll be fine.
Okay. So the three of you, each of you, need to make a. Let's see. What is this? This will be, I think, wit plus instinct.
So is it just our instinct score, or is it your wit plus your
wit
instinct?
score plus instinct score, plus the highest of 2 d6s.
Britta got an 11.
I got an 8. Scottie got an 8.
And then remember that if you roll a 6, you get to re-roll that until you don't roll 6 anymore, and add the total of all of those.
I got an 11.
Okay, so Britta and Elle, they both hear some scuffling in one of the bookshelves on their left.
Elle, come check this out.
Yeah, what?
I think I found something.
Like you heard a noise coming from between the bookshelves.
I'm gonna look down between the two bookshelves where I heard the noise coming from.
I'm gonna pull the books apart and look.
Scottie, are you following them?
Yep.
As you are all kind of looking through the books and everything, you don't find anything just yet. But when you go a couple shelves down, you actually do find a giant rodent. Think Princess Bride ROUS kind of rodent, and it is growling at you. What do you want to do?
Stab it with my sword.
Shoot it.
Okay. What? Okay. Each of you roll your initiative, which is your wit plus instinct, and then roll.
Was that loud enough to
Robert
alert
would
Robert?
hear it. Yes.
Oh boy. Oh gosh, I failed that.
So Robert, if you want, we can get back to you. A number of minutes have passed, and Robert hears some scuffling coming in his direction.
Oh boy.
Another rodent is coming towards him. You presume because of the cheese. Robert, you are also welcome to roll wit plus instinct if you want to go into combat, into initiative.
Oh boy, I told you it'd work.
Oh man, they're gonna be so happy with me.
What initiative do we have, everyone?
9.
7.
Scottie's got a gentleman's 3.
and Robert?
6.
So ladies
Or
get to
5.
go first.
Oh, ladies
Yeah.
first.
So I believe it's Elle, Britta,
No, Britta, then Elle.
Elle, Robert, Scottie, and the rodents are actually going last. Britta, go ahead.
Okay, she's screaming at the top of her lungs and forgetting that she told everyone to keep their guns in their pockets. She like pulls out her pistol and like starts lighting up the rat. So remind me how I roll for this. Do I roll to hit?
So this
Yeah,
is
you roll both
so
of
you're
those.
using a ranged weapon, firearms, right?
Yeah, I'm.
So this is your deftness plus firearms, then you roll 2d6s. You may also have bonuses or whatever that you've written down on your sheet.
So you
Plus-
rolled a 5 and a 6. So you take the 6
Nice,
and
so
you can roll that
take
again.
that 6 and re-roll that 6.
2. So that's a 7 plus 6, so 13 to hit.
13 to hit.
Okay, well that is a lot higher than what the rat got in its deftness athletics to avoid it. So go ahead, roll damage.
They've gotten fat and happy.
Okay, 7 damage. Oh, rate of fire is 3. So I can shoot 3 times?
But you take a -2 for each one.
Oh,
So
okay.
The next shot will be a -2, and the next one will be -4
For damage or for hitting?
for shooting.
Alright, that makes sense.
So the damage of the first shot was 7.
Yeah, so I'm gonna shoot again,
Okay.
and then it would be only at 12 to hit.
Well, you'd roll
You still
again,
hit
so
it.
you'd roll
No.
both. You'd re-roll it, basically.
It's a 6 plus that, so that is a 12.
You roll
Yeah,
another
yeah,
6.
you would hit it.
That's a 3 damage, and then
And this one's a -4.
a 5 to hit.
You do not hit that time.
So I hit him twice, and I got a total of 12 damage, I think.
So how damage works is everyone has damage reduction for melee, ranged, and energy. And so this is ranged. So I'm subtracting a small number from 12. And so now what's left is that if this damage is higher than its metal score, METTLE, then it takes at least 1 wound. If it's 5 or more points above its metal score, then it takes 2 wounds. And it dies if it gets a number of wounds equal to its metal score times 2. So you dealt 3 wounds to this.
Nice.
I hate
Basically.
rats!
So it is not dead yet, but very close. Elle, you may go next.
Oh, I'm stabbing it with my longsword.
Get it out!
And I got a 12 to hit, since I have a 7 attack bonus.
You hit.
Okay, and then I need to roll a d10 plus 3. That's a 5.
You don't hit that time.
That was damage.
Oh, that was damage. Okay.
Honey, that was
Sorry.
hurting it.
That was damage. Excellent. That means you deal another wound to it and you kill it.
Ow, ow!
What? Dang it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Al! High five!
So yeah, there aren't hit points in this game. It's the number of wounds that you can sustain. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. No, it's not quite dead yet. It has to be more than twice the metal.
Well,
My
Elle,
apologies.
I'm so gonna write a song about this. That was the most amazing moment I've had, like, literally all week. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
I believe Robert gets to go next. There's a rodent approaching him.
Robert sits up and sees that this rodent is a lot bigger than the rats he's had to deal with. Okay, golly. Oh no. Jeez. Okay. He lifts the cheese from his chest. Sit.
You're trying to command the rodent of unusual size to sit?
Indeed I am.
Alright then, this is going to be... Good golly, what would this be? This is going to be wit plus influence.
Wit plus influence.
That's the best I can come up with, really, of all the skills.
Ooh. Oh! Okay, that is a 19.
What?
2 6s, a 4, and a 1.
Oh my gosh.
You needed to roll a 13, so somehow you convince this rodent to like stay in place, almost like a dog. It's kind of the size of a large dog, essentially.
Good Good rat. And he tears the cheese in half and he tosses it to the rat.
Only half.
The rat noms on it, nods at it.
Guys, I made a friend.
Actually, so the other three of you actually don't hear this, especially since you're engaged in
They're
combat.
screaming.
Multiple gunshots.
It is now Scottie's turn.
Alright, here we go, boys and girls. I'm pulling out my gat. Alright, here we go. +4 to hit. That's an 8 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
It is able to dodge. You got a higher roll than you did.
Dang him. Second shot is a 6.
Nope.
Last shot. Oh boy, here we go. A 5.
Actually, you got him this time. It rolled a 1.
Yes.
So, it rolled a 1. And I mean, plus it's deafness plus athletics, but, like, yeah. You can roll damage.
Because my third shot.
If it's high enough, you will deal the final wound to this ROUS.
Dope. That is a total of 8 damage. A 5 and a 3.
Yep. And what were you using?
I'm using my gat, my pistol.
Okay.
Old Smokey here.
With a bang, the rodent just falls down.
Because it's a broken
dead.
pistol.
Because it's a broken pistol. So you see Scottie just like turning it sideways for that kill shot and then totally misses 2 shots and then finally gets it right in the kisser.
Yeah, that's why they call me
Excellent.
old Madigan.
Alright.
That's why they call me Madigan, ladies.
Yeah, the three of you defeated your rat. And what do you three want to do now?
Write a song about it. Girl power!
Good job, guys.
I'm assuming you want to keep searching around the shelves.
Ooh,
Should we go check on?
I don't want to say anything, but it was me who killed it.
You get like 2 girl death glares.
I'm not a girl though, so you got to change the song a little bit. You know, that's kind of sexist. This is an equal society where men and women both thrive together.
I'm changing my mind. I'm writing it about female oppression.
And the patriarchy.
Oh my gosh, this is why feminism is needed. Here is
Okay.
2022.
All right.
Get with it, Scottie.
All right. Yes, we're gonna keep looking at the bookshelf.
Okay. So, did Elle, were you mentioning something about checking up on Robert?
I said, do we want to check on it or do we care?
Hey, Robert,
He's
are you
probably
okay?
fine.
Are you okay in there?
Robert, actually, you don't hear them saying anything. Your attention is on the rat.
I don't hear any screams, so he's
Lay
probably
down.
He's
fine.
probably fine. You're right.
The rat.
Lay down.
The rat lies down.
I tear off half the cheese and I toss it to him.
It noms on it.
Do you want to come with me and walk around?
It just kind of looks at you and tilts its head. You're not entirely sure either way. You're not entirely sure
Come
what.
on.
Come here.
When you get up and start walking, it follows you.
Good rat. I think they went this way. Do you know how to track?
It just follows you. It doesn't try to sniff the ground or anything.
Well, that's okay. And I tear off another piece and hand it to him. I just hope that we can get back by 8 o'clock. That's when my program starts. Do you like comedy? For
the three of you, as you walk around, you don't see anything else happening yet, but the three of you do notice something really weird this time. You realize that the entire composition of the floor, when you walk out from the shelves, has changed.
Whoa.
The floor is a lot bigger.
The floor is lava.
That's what I was gonna say.
There are a lot more shelves. The carpeting is everything. It's like you're in a different building now.
Oh my gosh, this is like domain horror system all over again.
We're in the restricted section.
You could be killed or worse, expelled.
Hey, yo, Elle, what do you think about this? You're kind of the fantasy expert.
This is definitely not the same library we were in, because I spent a lot of time in this building and it has not changed that much. And this is not what it looks like.
Elle, if you'd like, or Britta, if you want, but especially Elle, since you have. Why don't you roll a knowledge history? Drop your dice. Come on.
Hey Nick. So for this roll, do you add your knowledge also, or is it just history by itself?
It's knowledge plus every roll ever in Corporia is a core value plus a skill.
Okay, so yeah, you'd add.
There might be times where it'd be a skill plus a skill, or other also in rare times core value plus core value. But generally, it's going to be core value plus skill.
Cool. Core value plus skill.
Okay, Britta got a 14.
13.
Nice.
Gosh, these are supposed to be difficult rolls.
I've never been in a library.
The target number system is like simple and easy are like 3 or 5. Average is 7. Difficult is 9. Hard is 11. Incredible, which is what this was, is 13. And you both got it. So, both of you actually remember there are several fantasy series out there. It started with a very old series by Terry Pratchett, but several other series over time has also looked into this idea as well. But especially since you two like learning and stuff like that, you like library, so you would have remembered
STEM girls.
A concept called Elle space that you've read in fantasy books.
Hey,
that's your
like
name.
me. Yeah.
Elle space is this thing where it's the idea that the written word is powerful, and when there's a lot of it crammed together, there's a bunch of strong latent magic that happens from it. And Elle space in particular is that if you travel between the bookshelves for long enough, and if you know where you're going, you'll end up in the dimension that connects all libraries in all the disc world, essentially all the fantasy world.
I think we know where the rats are coming from.
I think so too.
You know, we probably should have grabbed Robert. No, we're in a different library. Is this normal for a library? I've never been in a library, so.
Robert's fine. There's no way he would have caught a rat.
Also with your high knowledge history rolls, I'll say the two of you would notice that this is the Brigham Young University Library.
Oh, we're in the dark place now.
Competition.
Is this the dark place? Okay.
So, have you ever heard of Tell It To Me Now? I mean, it's kind of it's a really funny show. It's been going on for the last 40 years. It's hysterical. I mean, if I could get to a live recording of that show, God, you know what? I'd die a happy man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, as Robert and the rodents continue walking around, all of a sudden a reptilian creature just kind of is right there in front of you, almost surprising you.
Oh, Robert, do you know him?
Do you just create
He
more
named the
Roberts?
rodent Robert?
No, the rodent's name is Robert.
Robert.
Robert Roberts and his rat friend Robert.
You're very creative.
Oh, man. This is basically, imagine a velociraptor, or a raptor or something, with a monocle and a top hat.
Is this a meme? Are you in a meme dimension now?
I think I am.
The dinosaur
This is the
looks at you.
velociraptor.
The dinosaur looks at you and says, you seem rather surprised, befuddled, confused, shocked, bewildered.
Oh gosh,
It's autocorrect.
He's evolved.
All of the above.
Excellent, outstanding, wonderful to meet you.
I'm Robert. Well, some people have called me Robbie. That's my latest name. And this is Robert. We are good friends.
I see. Spectacular, marvelous. Well, I suppose
You like synonyms, don't you?
Oh yes, I do. I do love them, appreciate them, adore them indeed. Well, whereabouts are you headed, or traveling off to, or venturing?
Well, I met some people. They're my team, and I made a plan to try and find one of these rats, and I did that, obviously. So, that's pretty great. And now I'm just kind of looking for them.
I think I may have spotted, noticed, perhaps, some of your companions with similar uniforms, vestments, deportments, if you will.
Oh, I will.
I think they would. I think in the library that is in that direction over there, and over there and yonder.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Please do be careful, be cautious, be very wary of things around here. You might run into some sort of orangutan or something like that.
Oh, gee whiz, I hate monkeys.
By the way, you mentioned, said something about finding rodents. Are you saying that these rodents are coming into your libraries?
Yeah, I think that something's going on, and we now have a rat problem, and my team was called in. We're not technically exterminators. That's not our profession by trade. We are part of a high security team, and we investigate the flux and other
flux.
Magical and mystical and stupendous happenings.
Strange, unusual, befuddling. Well, I'd be happy to accompany you and go with you to meet with your friends. Perhaps I can be of some help, some assistance, maybe.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So the reptile walks with you and ends up in. You also end up in the Brigham Young University library. Like farther down the floor, you see your three friends.
So as I was telling Robert, have you heard of the show Tell It To Me Now? It is a comedy show. It's been on the air for about 40 years now.
The three of you can hear Robert's distinctive voice at this point.
It does not look like it is going to stop anytime soon. Oh, I was just telling Robert here that if I were to be able to be in...
What the heck? There's a lizard!
What? And a rat.
A velociraptor.
Well, that's not entirely accurate or correct either. These are your friends, your associates, your co-workers, maybe?
These are, yeah, these two. And these are the people that I work with. And Robert is now pointing and doing the introduction from the Raptor to the Corporia team.
Okay. Well, it seems you all stumbled on a little bit of strangeness or anomaly there. You seem to be quite new, quite uninitiated, if you will, to the library space.
I will.
Yeah, this is my first time in the library. The library. First time seeing books. Usually I just use them for toilet paper, but that's besides the point. So
I see.
That seems painful.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I get a paper cut there.
So we were assigned to close some kind of magic energy and stop the rats from coming in. And while he's talking to him, can he kind of scan through the file to see if Lance told him about a giant lizard monster? I feel like he did.
Yeah. When you scan through, you hear that you see that this doesn't require a check. This is just something you're able to just look at. But among the different reports, most of them have been about giant rats. But occasionally, a lizard creature has been reported. People are mostly just kind of like terrified of it, like a dinosaur walking around, essentially. But like nothing else really of note. It's just that rodents and a dinosaur have been seen in all the libraries in the College Canyon area. But anyway, the dinosaur speaks up and says, well, may I propose, or maybe a better word, suggest, or a solution to your issue, to your problem? I have also myself noticed that the rodents and other creatures of the library space have acted rather strangely lately, and I can't say that I've ever had the privilege or the opportunity, if you will, to visit your particular libraries. I don't care myself, but it seems that some sort of link has been made between, my home and yours, and I'm very happy to close that bridge if you wish, if you like, if you prefer that.
Are you sure you don't want to explore this world more?
Oh, there are plenty, a plethora, a cornucopia of libraries and archives and museums out there in the multiverse. Whenever I can speak to a few librarians I know and see if they can get the portal patched up. If this is becoming an issue or a problem or perhaps a catastrophe for your world.
That would be great if you could see about getting that closed.
Well, technically, it's a rat-tastrophe.
Hey, Robin with the jokes. It's my boy Robbie.
I see. Yes, I will see what I can do. Apologies. Very, very sorry for all the trouble this has caused. Not sure who might have done this. Maybe normally bridges like this don't appear or pop out by themselves. I think someone may have created this. I think maybe someone wanted this to happen, but if it's causing more of a hindrance or a problem than a help, I'll see to it that it gets...
You could be a little help. Have you seen any books about astrophysics lately?
Astrophysics? Are there any other words for
astrophysics?
That's not even a real thing. Don't worry. It's not a real thing. She's
Scottie.
I'm sure your librarians can take it.
Scottie.
I'm sure your librarians can take care of it.
Did you grow up on your mother's iPad locked on, like, children?
We only had Angry Birds 500. It's the one where you have the eagles that turn different colors when you hold it longer, and they do more damage, or I don't remember. It's some crazy one.
Right? Yeah, that's much crazier than astrophysics. Okay.
The company that makes Angry Birds, Rovio, take notes.
I think they made the 10th movie came out recently.
Only the 10th by this time? Anyway, so the dinosaur will say, oh, well, I'm happy I could be of service, of assistance, of help to you.
Yes, well, thank you for your time and assistance. We greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
Is Robert going with you? Not me, the other Robert.
Well, do you want it to go with you? I mean, I don't care either way.
Well, Robert's got to go home, doesn't he?
Well, the rodents just kind of do whatever they like. It's like rats in a sewer, if you will.
I will. Well, I mean, it's up to him, I guess. I wouldn't mind the company. I've been trying to throw a party at my place for the past, 8 years?
Oh, gosh. A party, a soiree, a shindig. Well...
Would you like to come? I mean, before you close it.
I'm afraid I have my own my own business to attend to.
It's okay. I've heard that before.
Oh
gosh, guys.
Well, I guess it's goodbye,
It's like
Mr. Lizard.
Mr. Robert's Christmas, Roger's Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
But it's Robert.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure, an absolute delight to meet all of you. If you ever should need assistance from the thesaurus again, and if we ever cross paths again,
my
then I'd be happy to help. I know Rebecca picked up on this way early.
It just did not click until that.
Isn't that from Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians?
It's briefly mentioned in like some Terry Pratchett books.
Okay.
L space and the like, whatever. So the thesaurus leaves. Robert the rat stays, essentially.
Oh.
You've been nice to it, so.
That's nice. He's a friend now.
Like a Robert Petsy.
Robert's gonna get all the misfit people.
And name them Robert.
Name them Robert.
And he starts a cult.
Oh, hey guys, so...
We're gonna get back at everyone who's mean to us. Yes, we will.
I'm low-key scared that there's some people like that will do that. That we know, Spencer.
I can think of one.
So at this moment, each of you get a notification on your iPhones, and it is from Vivian. Vivian Morrow, the assistant to Lance Martin, and basically it's a message asking for a stat. Well, no, like she's calling each of you right now, basically asking. We wish for a status report. We have not heard anything from you or the Watch on this for quite some time.
Mission has been met to your satisfaction, I think. We've discovered where the rats come from, and we are currently wrapping it up.
Well, what was it? We wish to know the nature of the anomaly as well.
We had some help with a new friend of ours, the Thesaurus, and we found out that the libraries were linked.
The what now?
Elle's really good at explaining this nerd stuff, so you should probably let her do it.
It's not like I am getting my bachelor's of physics, but yeah.
Yeah, that's just random stuff. I don't know if it's even real, but
yeah, I'll just go find a book. And she walks off.
Okay, we found out that there was a breach of Elle space.
Of Elle space?
Yes, between the libraries. It's a common phenomenon when there are concentration of written words, especially of the non-factual kind.
Not something that's ever been observed in previous years.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but we talked to someone from within the breach who said that they can get it closed, so we'll just stick around, make sure it closes properly, make sure all the remaining rats are taken care of, and then we should be good to go.
Interesting. This individual, what was the nature of this individual? Was this the Thesaurus that Scottie was speaking of?
Yeah, it was some kind of dinosaur thing
Giant
that
lizard.
talked.
A reptilian cryptid, perhaps.
And seems to like synonyms a lot.
Oh, capable of speech. Very good. We will add this Thesaurus creature to our cryptid files. By the way, in Corporia, cryptids are basically like the monsters or like humans or entities that have been altered by the flux. At least it's like the scientific term for it. Scientific term for something magical. Excellent. Well, we will also have a few Watch members go to each of the affected libraries and make sure that any further details you remember that you have not spoken with me about, please note them to me and I'll create a report for the Chief Operations Officer, Kenneth Bridgman, who, by the way, is Sir Percival, but he's the Chief Operations Officer for Valiant. Anything else to report then?
I have nothing. Anyone else?
yeah, I killed the rats. Don't worry, Scottie's got it all under wraps.
Excellent.
Britta comes back. I might have to file a complaint through HR for female oppression.
Well,
no, just kidding.
You can
She
speak
doesn't
with
do
our,
that.
you can speak with our you can speak with our human resources department about that. That's not my area.
You killed a rat?
Yeah, sorry, Robert and Robert.
Guess it's okay.
I hope it wasn't your cousin or something. That would be really awkward.
Well, very good. It seems that unless the watch members, which will be dispatched to your location soon, unless the watch members have anything to add, this mission might be closed. Seems like this is a relatively simple case, which is not surprising. Usually, something of this nature is far more complicated or dangerous. Well, thank you for your work, and if you are still on call for the rest of the day, then of course you may go about your business, do what you'd like until you receive a call from us.
All right, thank you.
That's fantastic! Yeah!
All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end.
Nice.
Hey, this is Paul,
This is Beth. I'm Emily.
and we're from On the Shoulder. The show you just listened to is part of the Necropodicon network. That's Necropodicon.
Necropodicon!
If you're looking for some D&D adventures in a modern world with devils, davers, and...
Dicks.
Yeah, there sure are.
Deitoires.
And Deitoires, find us on the Necropodicon network. www.necropodicon.com.
Smell you later. Peace.